First day filling in for dad at work, and the young master of the estate noticed me. This is what they call fate. Today's been one disaster after another. Thought I turned off the alarm this morning. But when Park Wan saw the time, he totally froze. Already overslept by 30 minutes. Rushed out the door to school. Turns out the bus came 5 minutes early today. Finally made it to school. Park Wan was focused on. Suddenly his phone rang. His dad sent a message. Wanted him to cover his gardening job at the estate today. Park Wan was totally speechless. His dad would ditch work for gambling. Park Wan felt helpless. But there was nothing he could do. Went to the teacher's office. Said he wasn't feeling well. Could he rest in the nurse's office for an hour? The teacher would have said. Told him a student's health is important. It's really hot out too. Don't push yourself too hard. Park Wan nodded obediently. Then rushed to the estate. Figured dad went to the racetrack again. Complained the whole way there. Arrived at the estate gate out of breath. Park Wan showed his ID. Said he was the son of gardener Guangqiu. The guard checked and let him in. Dad worked as a gardener at this estate. The garden's as big as a zoo. Takes a lot of gardeners to maintain it. Dad doesn't even have a license. But he was lucky enough to land this job. Today a friend invited him to the racetrack. He ditched work without a second thought. At the racetrack, his friend told Park Guangqiu, make enough money and you can buy a stud horse. Park Guangqiu wondered what that was. His friend told him train it right and sell it to a stable for profit. Asked him, how long was he gonna pull weeds for other people? Park Guangqiu protested it's not pulling weeds. But his friend dismissed it. Whether it's persistence or sticking with something day after day. Dad never could stick with one job. They moved every year. Even at jobs where he lasted a bit longer, he'd avoid the boss and dump the work on his son. Park Wan watered the flowers, wondered what he was doing here at this hour. Water sprayed through the bushes onto a man nearby. The man put down his book, got up wondering what just happened. Saw a gardener watering flowers over there. That gardener seems awfully young. Called over the butler, told him to turn on the garden sprinkler. The butler got the order, used the radio to have the staff turn on the zone B sprinklers. As the sprinklers slowly rose up, Park Wan sensed something was wrong. A huge spray of water. Wait, is it raining? The man stood watching the scene. Park Wan was panicking, totally lost. The man thought he looked pretty clueless. Should have dropped the hose first. In no time, the Park Wan was soaked. He complained to himself that nothing's going right today. Suddenly heard someone approach from behind. Your clothes got wet. Wash up before you leave. Huang turned around quickly. The man asked if he was the son of Park Wan who manages. He'd already heard about it, and his eyes looked just like his dad. Park Wan's face turned red. Figured only his dad would pawn work off on his kid. Quickly replied to the man. Thank you so much for your kindness, sir. The man said he's not the master, just the butler managing the house. School's not out yet. If you go back like this, people will definitely give you weird looks. While you shower, I'll dry your clothes. Come on. Park Wan couldn't refuse now. Followed the butler into the house. Park Wan was stunned. Had no idea this house was so huge. Arrived at the bathroom. The butler told him he could shower inside. Go through the hall on the right to the reception room. He'll bring a fresh uniform for him to wear. Park Wan said he didn't need a new uniform. The butler told him his uniform can't be dried in the time it takes to shower. Already had someone buy a new uniform from his school. Park Wan couldn't believe it. The butler left after that. Park Wan had no choice but to accept. Went in the bathroom and it was huge too. When would he ever get to shower in a place like this? Better hurry up. Got everything sorted. A maid came by asking if everything was okay. Park Wan happily told her it was perfect. First time wearing a uniform that fits so well. Told the maid it was getting late. He should get going. Then hurried back to school. Over at the greenhouse, the young master sat there watching. To create a connection with Park Wan, the young master really tried every trick. That day a friend came to the young master's greenhouse. Joked he's in a good mood. Not going to school at home. Curious what he's looking at. So focused. Saw the photo on his phone. The young master asked which school this uniform is from. His friend looked closer. Recognized it as Oham High School. He sometimes sees in that uniform near the school gate. The young master wondered. His friend told him. Just social climbing games. That school's pretty shady. Parents don't want their kids going there. The young master asked if he knows anyone there. His friends told him the son of a lady who works for his family. Goes to that school, he thinks. The young master looked at the photo on. Need you to do something for me. That day Park Guangqiu came back to work in the garden. Remembered yesterday when he got home Park Wan chewed him out. Was exactly like when he was suddenly heard someone calling from behind. Park Guangqiu quickly turned around. Asked what's up. The butler said someone wanted to see him. Followed the butler into the house. Park Guangqiu was really scared. Did they find out? But how much do they know? Is it about yesterday or before? The door opened. Park Guangqiu saw the young master inside. He was holding his file. Park Guangqiu's wife passed away. Has a son. Your son's name is Park Wan. Park Guangqiu answered yes. You live pretty far away. The young master wondered. How did he find this job? Park Guangqiu. Someone he knew referred him. Met him doing temp work. The young master asked if it was that easy to get in. Park Guangqiu stammered. But then the young master said it's fine. Heard you had someone cover your shift yesterday. Park Guangqiu didn't know what to say. The young master tossed an envelope right in front of him. Park Guangqiu was shocked and dropped to his knee. The young master told him, I think people who work for me should have good benefits. That's how you boost productivity. The staff said, if I give them money, they mostly use it for hobbies. I'm not unreasonable. Park Guangqiu couldn't believe his ears. He said, I can keep doing what I did yesterday.
Like that.
The young master, that's all. You can go. Park Guang quickly ran out excitedly. Right, this isn't gambling. It's a hobby. Got to the garden, called his friend right away. To go to the racetrack tomorrow. So the next day Park Guang got called to the estate again. Totally fed up. Why is dad being like this late? Where's he getting this money? Is it a dance on his fish? While he was watering flower, the young master watched him from the side. The butler asked the young master what he was thinking. The young master asked, I'm not interested. In shallow. The butler said he wasn't sure. The young master smiled, but it feels kinda fresh. By evening, Park Guang finally finished work. Gotta get home quick. A maid walked toward him. She accidentally bumped into him. The cup in her hand fell and shattered. Park Guang quickly asked if she was okay. Said it was her job. But what now? If this takes longer, he'll be late. Park Guang looked at her. Felt guilty. So how? The maid told him there actually is. She still has so much to do. Asked if he had time. Could he help? Park Guang agreed without thinking. Looks like this young master's pretty cunning. Park Guang's already fallen into his trap. Park Guang headed to the second floor. Downstairs earlier. The maid asked Park Guang if he'd help. Could he clean the bathroom on the second floor? Suddenly cleaning someone else's bathroom feels kinda awkward. But saying no would make him feel guilty. Park Guang carefully opened the bathroom door. Asked if anyone's there. Went inside and Park Guang was blown away. It's huge. If he could sleep here one night, he'd have no other wishes. But he snapped out of it. Gotta clean fast and leave. Went inside to wipe down the tub. Just need to dry the water. In the tub. Not a big deal. Notice these holes in the tub. What are these for? A man's voice came from behind. Korea. Park Guang turned around, startled. The young master told him it's a tub. Bubbles come out of there. I have a spy in Mexico. This reminds me of it. Park Guang started. Why is he suddenly talking about Mexico? It's fine. How saw you? Fascinated by the tub. Park Guang froze awkwardly. Who is this guy? Does he live here? The young master stared. Your ankles are so thin. Amazing those legs can even walk. Looking at that weird stare. Park Guang felt uncomfortable. Gotta get out of here. But his legs went numb from squatting. The young master asked if he needed help. Saw him coming close. Park Guang tried to keep his distance. Sorry. What are you doing? He lost his balance for a second. Park Guang fell backwards. The young master quickly caught him. Almost fell. Realized he'd passed out. Had to carry him to the bed. The butler rushed over asking what happened. Young master. The young master said, he just fainted. The butler checked on him. The young master told him not to worry. He didn't touch him. Had the butler change his clothes. His pants looked damp. Looking at Park Guang lying there, the young master remembered his child. Went looking for his dad. Knocked on his dad's door. His dad came out all sweaty. He asked that innocent question. Dad thought about it. Gave him a literal explanation. Pushed the door open. Let him see the scene inside. Jianhui was only 6 then. What did he learn? That curiosity should be satisfied. Unsolved mysteries are frustrating. Nothing's worse than that. But good things should be savored. So the satisfaction and don't wear off. Next day sunlight streamed through the window. Park Guang was still asleep. Suddenly woke up with a start. Why am I lying here? This is crazy. What happened yesterday? Remember the staff asked him. How about? Then a man came into the bathroom. Started talking to him. How did he pass out? Anyway, better get dressed and get out of here. Quickly got ready. Park Guang was about to open the door. The door open. Where are you going? Park Guang recognized the man he saw in the bathroom yesterday. Jae-Yong-Hu told him he fainted yesterday while cleaning the tub. Park Guang didn't know what to do. Quickly apologized. Jae-Yong-Hu lifted his chin. Didn't you notice what day it is? A kid like you needs to be careful. Park Guang stared at him blank. Didn't know what to say. Jae-Yong-Hu pulled out a note, slipped it in his pocket. Call it fate. When you figure it out, call me. Sleep well last night. Seeing him so close, Park Guang quickly ran off. Jung stood there watching. He smiled wicked. The Park Guang was a bit. Ran all the way. That guy's a total psycho. Didn't want his studies affected. Out of options, Park Guang had to call the young master for. Got to school. Park Guang was still down. Didn't get what that guy at the estate was about. What did he mean?